two, one.
Hello everybody, welcome to the episode of the Grace McLean Show. Today my guest is Grace McLean from the here in the summer of 1812. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Jesse.
Can you tell us a little about the show?
Sure. So, Natasha Pierre in The Great Comet of 1812 is based on a small portion of War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. You don't have to have read the whole book to get what's going on in this show. It really is. It's a pretty simple story at its core about a young girl sort of finding some illicit love and the consequences of that. It's very exciting.
And who do you play and how does it relate to the story?
Yes, great question. I play Maria Dmitrievna. She is Natasha's godmother, Natasha of the title. And I'm basically there to introduce Natasha to the story, tell us why she's in Moscow, take care of her and her cousin Sonia. I act as, very much a mother figure who ultimately, once Natasha gets involved in this sort of illicit thing, Maria is there to come along and set the story straight as forcefully and passionately as she can.
Now, how did the play change from ATR to the 10 to the
Sure, yeah.
what you've been in all forward?
That's a great question. So this show it's had a lot of different iterations. It started at Ars Nova actually in 2012 in an 89-seat theater, moved to a tent off Broadway, 199 seats, went to the ART last fall, 499 seats, and now we're at the Imperial where it's 1,200, 1,400, I don't know. It's a lot of people. And so what's interesting about this show, what's so special about it, is that it happens all around you. It's not quite immersive. It's interactive, yeah, but not in a scary way. No one's going to make you do anything that you don't want to do. But it really is about like making the audience feel a part of the world.
I don't want to give anything away, but the thing when the actor is sitting at the table talking to
I know, it's the best part. That's really the moment. There's one moment that Jesse's referring to where the audience really learns what kind of show this is, and it's between Natasha and this other character, and it's quite intimate and really involves the audience. It just changes the mood. It's always wonderful. I get to watch that moment. It's wonderful to watch how the audience reacts to this particular moment because you can hear this ripple effect of like, oh, this is the show that we're in right now. It's really fun learning moment for everybody. Yeah.
now you did many other shows.
Uh-huh.
What was it like doing Sleep No More?
Oh, that's a fun one. So Sleep No More is really like the grandfather of immersive theater. That's a very different experience in, it's a choose your own adventure for the audience. That nobody sits down in a seat and just sits and watches. It's up to you to figure out what kind of a story you want to follow. The audience is in mask, the actors are not. There's no dialogue. It's mostly a dance show. It's very dark. It's very haunting, but such a fun experience to be able to interact with an audience in a non-traditional way. And I think people like that. The whole idea behind Sleep No More and Punch Drunk, the company that produced the show, is they wanted to give the audience more agency and more power to be able to choose what kind of experience they wanted to have. So that's a really interesting thing.
And you walk in Bed Bugs.
Oh yeah, Bed Bugs the musical. Oh boy. Oh no, it's not called Bed Bugs the musical. It's just called Bed Bugs. They're very clear about that. That was a lot of fun. That show, it's like a cross between Rocky Horror, and Little Shop of Horrors. Like very campy,
Yeah.
great rock and roll music, really ridiculous stakes, but such a fun show to do. People dug it.
Now, you are in and they released a album on iTunes.
Uh huh.
Can you talk about your album?
Sure. So yeah, I have a band called Grace McLean and Them Apples. I have 2 EPs. And we're actually working on a full length that we're going to release this year. We've got one really nice music video for my song "Natural Disaster." Another music video we're going to release. We got a lot of stuff. It's really fun. I love that I get to express myself creatively in my own voice, outside of working on other people's things, like in this show. I love working on this on the Great Comet and having the opportunity to perform on other things as well. But it's also really fulfilling to be able to have my own creative voice and to continue to explore what that is.
Now you recently got
I did.
a big question.
Well, do you know, or do you remember viewfinders? They're these little things that you put up to your, you click it. There's like a little 3D thing that you put in there.
Yeah.
So Chris, my fiance, you can make your own now. So he got one made. It was on Christmas. It was the Christmas present. It was like a last minute gift. I had no idea what was going on. He really thrust it upon me. Thank God I like him, you know. So so it was just these pictures of us and these little texts, and it was like, from this moment I knew, and then this thing happened, and I liked you even more, and then it led up to. So that just leaves one question. Click. Grace McLean, will you marry me? Oh boy, I said yes. I'm happy to report that on the other side of yes, there's nothing but like good, happy, excited feelings.
Yeah.
So that's good to know.
I understand it's very hard to sing.
Yeah, this is a hard one.
Yeah, and how do you describe the music?
How would I describe the music?
Yeah.
Well, it's great. There are a lot of different styles going on in this show, and that's. I'm going to go back to Tolstoy actually. But I think that's something that's so smart that Dave Malloy, the composer, has done. Is the story of War and Peace? It really is stylistically all over the map. It has this one narrative that we follow, but there's also a lot of history. There's philosophy. There are these random rich characters that show up for a couple pages and then you never hear from them again. And so Dave has sort of combined that sensibility with his music. So there's a classical influence, there's folk, there's electronica, there's like dance music, and then there's this weird sort of patter stuff. There's some sort of maybe 1 or 2 traditional kind of musical theater songs, but it's all over the place. And that's wonderful because it allows us, it allows me anyway, to explore all these different sides of my voice and to let all of these different things live in this one world. That's a lot of fun.
Isn't Dave coming back?
Yes, so Dave Malloy, the composer, he actually originated the role of Pierre at Ars Nova, and then he played it again for a little while in the tent. And there's going to be a week in May where he's going to go on for the role of Pierre. I'm so excited to do it with him again. He's just wonderful. He's perfect.
You want to take a couple seconds from Facebook?
That's a good question. It says the connection is weak.
Oh no.
I just want to thank you for doing
Oh,
this.
thank you so much, Jesse.
And you can see her at the Imperial in the and come with that moment
That's right.
through July 2nd. And then Dave is coming back full time when?
I don't know. I actually don't know if Dave is going to come back full time. I mean, we're still going to
I
run.
heard that it was.
Well, you probably know more than me. I just show up to work, you know?
Yeah.
I just do what they tell me to do.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you for doing it again.
Thank you, Jesse.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We actually